What's up, YouTube? Angry Jackalope here, Rob Ricks. I am here with a review of the Slysteel and Wasun Johnny Tsai collaboration, the Cuma Lone Survivor. How did it fare in the test? Well, here's the deal. This is another Gauntlet blade, and before I got it, it was already beat to hell. Whoever did testing with this before, you know, they sent it to me in decent shape. Blade was still sharp. Everything was cool. And I proceeded to go ahead and test it. Now, as I mentioned in the previous Gauntlet video, this one I didn't do any hardcore testing. No pig heads, frozen pig heads, no car hoods, no steel doors, nothing of that nature. Now, it's not to say that I don't believe that this blade could not handle that. In fact, Wasun Johnny Tsai's Cuma Lone 3.5 has a very similar belly to this blade right here, and it handled. It had some minute little chinking on there, and it did quite well. Now, Slysteel's, you know, I took the tactical shark tooth as well as the hunter, the shark tooth hunter, and did all kinds of things like bashing cinder blocks, car hoods, you know, the whole 9 yards, and it handled too, as do most of my top blades. Okay, so when I say tops, I mean tops knives. But this is not my blade. I don't own this one. This is part of the Gauntlet rotation, and as such, I don't feel comfortable potentially breaking, chipping, anything of that nature with it. So I'm trying to keep the testing within the normal range that the blade was designed for. So, you know, you could argue that this is a fighter, and as such, a frozen pig head should be appropriate because it's flesh and bone. I did part of the testing where I took some ribs and I did some chopping on that to simulate flesh and bone. The bad part with that is it was first time doing it, and it doesn't really reflect the types of wound channels that, you know, the frozen pig head would show. So anyway, let's take a look at some of the videos that let's take a look at some of the tests that I did, and we'll go from there. All right, here we go. Lone Survivor, Slysteel, Wasun Johnny Tsai collaboration, manufactured by Tops. Let's go ahead and do some. So you can see it's pretty decent. It does a good job. Here is here's a limb that took off with pretty much no effort, you know. And this was after a whole day of testing. My arms and wrists were tired. So, you know, I probably was only giving it about 40% of what I normally would have. So keep that in mind. This thing would have came off a lot sooner and faster. Let's take a look at the 2x4. So you can see it did decent on a 2x4, but on the limb it did a whole lot better. And
Ha! You got wood.
aha, funny, I got it. I got wood. Okay. Anyway, I forgot where I was at. Thanks a lot, dickhead.
Welcome.
So that was a little surprising, and I think part of why a lot of this didn't come off in the middle here was I think these were further chops width-wise than the So if you take a look, I think when I was doing the testing with the Jessica X, the cuts were closer together, and I think because they were closer together, a lot more material came out. But you can definitely see the Cuma, it chopped, but it didn't quite chop as well. It did pretty good though, and I was pretty happy with it. And I think if I would have kept going, it, you know, I would have probably taken this piece out here with more time. Now, let's go ahead and get to the scoring. I'm gonna let Damien start this one out because I know he's actually a fan of this design. So Damien, if you would go ahead and start it off.
Amazing blade. I think it destroyed a leg or an arm. The back end could crush a skull with ease. I give it an 8.5.
All right. Thank you. Randy.
I like the form factor and the sheath. I give it an 8. Cool blade.
Okay. Steve.
It's a badass blade. I give it an 8. I wish it was black on black though.
All right. I'm going to give this guy an 8. Solid 8. One feature that I absolutely love that's on this blade is the bottle opener. That's just another little added feature that I think is important because after you're outside, just chopping the shit out of stuff, clearing debris, fighting off hordes of zombies or whatever else, you need a can opener, man. I mean, a bottle opener. You need to be able to pop a drink, keep going, keep at it, right? Now, the sheath is really interesting. This sheath's design is unlike anything that I've ever seen before. It's got tons and tons of moly. You could add stuff to it. It's got cordage down at the bottom for leg wrap. The straps on the top. The blade only goes in one way. If you try to put it in the wrong way, it kind of hangs out all funky. So you put it in the right way, then it's a straight. And then when you strap her in, this is how she looks wrapped up. Right? No noise. Hang on, let me get this right here. A little bit in. What's making that noise? It's in. It's not coming out. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's a pretty sick blade.
You're not part of the. Okay, Ace, what do you think?
I wanted to see the pig head, see what it could do against it.
Yeah, I didn't do the extreme testing, the hardcore testing. At some point, I will get my hand on my own version, my own copy, I should say. And when I do have it, I will be doing the hardcore test. I'll be doing frozen pig heads and some other fun stuff. I'm actually in the process of trying to secure some other heads. We'll see how that works out. Maybe some deer heads or elk heads or something along those lines. That would be a little interesting to see how it turns out. And I think maybe some of the hunters would appreciate seeing the blade used in that regards. But anyway, that's it for the Cuma Lone Survivor. Did it stand up? Is it a lone survivor? Sure. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright guys. If you like it, please subscribe. Tell all your friends. Until next time, please be good to each other.